Hello class. This is the instructional video for the KwiK-Dred do-it-yourself at home. Okay, so when you receive this, you're going to get the camo netting. You're going to receive 6 pieces of the gauze, a coil of the shot cord, and this little spring-loaded cord lock. For this video, I've placed a piece of pink reflector tape up front so you understand that this is the front of the helmet, this is the back of the helmet. Okay, the other way you could check is this is a rectangle, the way I cut these, and if you go in one direction it's going to be about 21 inches long, the other direction will be 16 inches. You can see this is the front of the helmet. Well, that's the front here. Okay, so you want it running 21 inches, 22 inches this way. So the first thing we'll do is we'll grab our little cord lock and we will insert our cordage. Okay, so now we know this is the back. Okay, this is going to go on the back here. And I will pick the center right about here, first row up, and I'll start there, and I simply am going to weave all around this rectangular piece. We're going to make a shower cap. We're going to make a circular piece. Come through here, okay, and I'll come through, anything close to the bottom. But what I do is I come here, then I come here, here. I'm basically playing with the bottom 2 inches, okay? And as you'll see, I'll time-lapse this, but basically I'm just going around in a circle until I get back to this point where I entered here in the back, and we'll hook this up, you'll see. Okay, so now you see that we've formed this shower cap. Okay, so I'm going to make sure this is all nice and taut. Stretch out your shot cord. And all I care about on this last one is that the shot cord comes out of the same hole as where we entered. So it's coming out of that same hole, okay? And then you're gonna push down on your little lock here and squeeze this shot cord through, like so. And that's why you can come back, because it frays a little bit when you bring it through. So what I do is I come back, and this is where I'll burn them. Just a real quick little burn. I'll squeeze that down. And then on the bottom, 1 inch up, I do a figure-8 knot. If you don't know how to do that, you can just tie a knot, okay? But I make figure-8 knots here, 1 inch up. Okay, and nothing too tight ever on this project. Don't crank on this. Don't ratchet it down. Just make sure it's seated. That's all you need to do. Got our little shower cap. Now it comes with 6 of these, and when I receive this gauze, I spray the whole thing with Scotch Guard. So it will be water resistant, but it's definitely not waterproof. If it gets soaking wet, they will dread up. It'll look just like dreads, okay? But when you first get them, if you can see that, it's a band, okay? It's a long strip. So I start always by taking one of these, and I've got them cut to a length, and I extend it all the way. I double it over on itself, okay? One's a little too thin, so what I do is I make 1 out of 2. And I come basically 4 inches up on the back, in the center, right above the tie lock, or the cord lock. And I take that, bring it through. I bring it through about halfway, and then pull it back, because we want random shapes, okay? Nature loves chaos. You don't want anything mathematical. And I simply tie it, and again, don't wrench this down, just tie it so it seeds. We've got one on the right. Now I'll come here, I'll open this guy up all the way. You'll see it's about 4 feet. I'll double it over. I'll come to the left side of the cord lock, 4 inches up. Come around, come about halfway, pull it back a little bit. And again, very snugly, but not cranking down, because you want to be able to move these if you want. Okay, so we don't want to crank anything down. Nothing. We don't want it permanent. So you can see there, you've got your 2 dreads coming off the back. And now what I'm going to do, my system, what I found works, is I do 2 dreads on the right, 2 dreads on the left, and then I do 3 across the front. And finally, at the very center of the cap, I do 1. Okay, now moving to the side, we're going to take our piece that I send you. We're going to double it over on itself. Okay, then we're going to cut that in half. Then I take that half, I fold it in half. I come to the side. Again, I come about 4 inches up, find a spot, I pull it through, and I leave it a little bit longer on one side. And again, just gently, don't ratchet it down. You want to be able to move this if you want. But by creating it like this, off, it's random. If you make them perfectly even, it just does something to the appearance. This flows in different directions, so one side is longer than the other. You can do basically anything you want with it. And that's how I build the KwiK-Dred.